All right, it is just past 10 a.m. We are going to get started here. Once upon a time, on a city on a hill, there were communities living side by side, living their own lives in their own ways, singing the songs they liked, eating the foods they liked, drinking the wine they liked, playing the sports they liked. Then a plague arrived and people started getting sick. They all had diverse ways of living that were sufficient until the day the plague blew into town. In each community, the good people got sick, the bad people got sick, the young people got sick, especially the old people got sick. They knew they didn't have sufficient resources in of themselves to survive the plague. Then all of a sudden they were isolated in their own homes, their own streets. And for the well-being of the city on the hill, something had to be transformed for each of them to survive. The communities were afraid to consider altering their separate paths. Then one day, there were conversations that began to spread across the city about a vision in which each separate community would come together, bringing their own diverse perspectives, unique strengths, and contributions to collaborate in creating a world in which every community could overcome the plague and thrive together. The communities began to consider, one said out loud, "Let us begin by creating a meeting place for us to talk to each other, a place for us to listen to one another and celebrate and recognize our distinctions and unique contributions, a neutral zone, a grand table to invite members from all the communities to come to the table and allow each to share the gifts and resources of each community." So they agreed to open up a table where each community could meet. And at that table, as the adults attempted to assess their differences, the children knew none of that. As the adults spoke at the table above, their children played together, and for them, the differences were of no importance. As they observed their children playing and laughing together, the communities chose to set aside their differences in pursuit of healing their sick city. They joined together, each bringing their collective wisdom, experiences, sciences, spiritual practices, arts, and cultural traditions, all for the collective good. As they began to mourn over their lost loved ones together, they also learned to laugh again together. They comforted each other while they cried together. As the plague began to pass, the communities were also beginning to enjoy each other's gifts and contributions. They began to sing each other's songs, enjoy each other's food, celebrate over each other's wine, play each other's sports. As communities grew together, a harmonious synergy arose. New songs were sung, delicious new recipes were shared, exciting scientific discoveries were made, people danced and created new forms of expression, unique collaborations were born. And out of these newfound collaborations, new ways of being emerged. They began creating relationships and communicating across boundaries that began to fade. The more they played, the more it faded. The more they shared and enjoyed the gifts and contributions of each community, the more they celebrated each other. What was once strange grew to become familiar, and what became familiar became embraced and welcomed. The divisions among the communities faded, and a light in the city on a hill began to shine. The power of unity grew, and together they all thrived, and the world was transformed. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. This is such a special day, and it's so great to see so many amazing souls and beautiful faces here. You know, I really acknowledge each one of you for joining us and for what it took for you to be here on this call and for sacrificing your option to sleep in this morning on Saturday. But I truly honor your contribution and your generous heart. By the end of this hour, my intention and promise to you is that we will all have new access to creating a new world that works for us all. You will have the opportunity to step forward and take your place at the table and share who you are and your gift to the world and be recognized as the leader you are. There are no followers on this call. Each and every one of us is a leader. So one day is a global movement, and we are starting here in Nashville, Tennessee. Tennessee is the volunteer state. And Nashville is a city full of music, love, compassion. And of course, there are many cities around the world that are equally comparable with their love and compassion. But since I've had the opportunity to live here, I have experienced the love and compassion of the music community and so many beautiful, amazing Nashvillians. And what inspires me about Nashville is it is by means of music, art, and creative expression that we witness and experience our collective humanity. One song can change the world. They always have. It is our unique gifts and contributions and the seeds of possibility we each plant and give water to and provide sun for that blossoms the experience of beauty, joy, wonder within ourselves, but also in our brothers and sisters. As we serve one another on this community journey, one day becomes today, and a new world arises. Welcome. So here's what's to come. Each spring, on the third Saturday of May, we will witness and participate in a worldwide new global holiday. This day will kick off our one-day Heal the World Festival and World Tour throughout the summer. Humans will be celebrating humans. Children and adults of every creed and every color will be playing, laughing, singing, and creating together in a worldwide global sandbox. An abundance of beautiful music, art, food, dance, weaving a community tapestry of culture. It will leave participants with that same experience of wonder, of beauty, and something within them that is so much larger than themselves. And everyone is invited. In the years to come, cities across the world will invite us to share what we have because they want it for themselves. They want it for their families, for their communities, for their grandchildren. Now, we'll be starting in Nashville by building a foundation, an office to take care of community needs, and a shelter for women and children who don't have homes or access to any resources like food, clothes, or education. And we will be scaling our operations, starting chapters in every state, every country in the world. I'm actually going to pull up a slide right here for you. These are the programs I'm sharing with you here. There we go. So while we will be supplying the needs for our community here in Nashville to begin and building a foundation office to take care of and shelter women and children who don't have access to food and clothes and homes and education, we will be scaling the operations in every state and in every country in the world. Wherever help is needed, communities around the world one day will be there with acceptance, with love and compassion. So these are some of the programs that we have planted so far, and more seeds are being planted each and every day. We'll also have, by the way, we'll have a global traveling team for those of you who would like to travel. This is not the time to wonder where the resources will come from. We are the resources. We are all one drop of water, and together we are an ocean. Your support is needed. We can use your time. We can use your efforts. We can use your work. We can use your compassion. We can use your love. I am not a rich man, but my heart is rich. And because of friends like you, my heart grows richer. We each have many different kinds of riches. Where do you see yourself and the people you know fitting into this global movement? I'm inviting you to share the gift you imagined as a child and join us in bringing our dream into a reality. We are developing our board of directors, our board of advisors, and our executive committees. Once you, I'm going to put it in the chat here, but if you haven't already, fill out the volunteer form. And once you fill out the volunteer form, we will definitely stay in touch with you with all the details because we are an open book and this is just the beginning. Here, putting in the chat right here is our volunteer form.
Awesome, Abram, one moment. We do have one person on the line who I'm not sure who it is, and I don't want to shove them into a waiting room unless we absolutely have to. So if you have the last 4 digits of your phone number is 8377, can you come off mute so I can rename you? I can hear you now if you talk.
Oh, okay. I was just talking. Hi,
No
it's
problem.
Clemmy.
I'm sorry, your first name?
Clemmy?
Clemmy. Thank you.
Yes,
I'll rename you. Go ahead.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
Sean.
Abram.
So as I was saying, we're developing our board of directors, our advisors, our executive committee, and I just put the volunteer form in the chat. And we will definitely be in touch with all the details because we are just opening. This is just the launching pad. But when you have the opportunity, fill out that form. But please help us in whatever way you can contribute, from your heart to hearts worldwide. But I just thank you so much for your kindness, for your compassion, and who you're being in the world. If everybody does a little, it will all get done. I'd now like to introduce you to our meeting facilitator, Sean Behrman. Sean is a performance and productivity expert and a force of nature. She trains people on business startups, effectiveness, efficiency, structures, and is an extraordinary problem solver. During COVID, she has generously contributed her time empowering people to create and rise above their circumstances, and we are extremely fortunate to have her facilitate this call. Sean, thank you for being a part of One Day.
You are so welcome. It's such an exciting time, right? This is like such a great, unbelievable, unprecedented time for us to cause miracles in the world. And I'm happy to be able to be here and assist with this vision and assist with One Day's global movement, you know, which has already started. This is not the start of it. I mean, we are at the beginning, but there are already conversations happening all over the place about the incredible opportunity that One Day is bringing to the world. All right, so Abram, let's just take a look. One moment, there we go. So the world of this movement is a movement where anybody can feel like they have access and they have something to contribute. And we're not often in that world of thinking that way, of thinking that anything that we have, everything we have, is a contribution to someone else. So we have an opportunity to really contribute inside of this. Abram, would you like to pull up you've got the structure up, right? You could pull it up again. Excellent. So I wanted to talk about the pillars and the way that we have set up all of the different ways that people can come and play. And it really is an opportunity to play. Play inside of a commitment to causing something in the world. All right. And it's going to be laid out very clear so that we know that you're playing in an area of life that lights you up. Okay. So it's the world of it. All right. So this is the pillars that we've created inside of playing with One Day. And there's a spot for every single person. And I remember the very first time that I ever got the opportunity to contribute to other human beings. I was very young. I was very lucky to be raised by people who just automatically thought this is the way all human beings should be. And I was very young and I made a difference with a friend, just a little friend. I would think I was 5 or 6 years old when I remembered this. Now, I may have done it before then, but I didn't have conscious memory of it. So there I am. I say something to this person and I give them something. And it was not a new gift. It was not, anything like that. It was something that I treasured. And that made such a difference for the person that I gave it to, that they went and gave something that they owned. And then they went and gave something that they owned. And we ended up creating this whole toy exchange at 6 years old. So everybody got new toys at 6 years old. But what did that show me? It showed me that giving something really does have a joy attached to it. So we want people to contribute in a way that's going to give joy to them. And each person's self-expression is slightly different. Awesome. So let's just take a look. I'm just going to get out of my screen there. There we go. So I'd really like to hear from a couple of people on what is the world? What is the concentration? Sorry, what is the beauty that you love to contribute? What is the thing that for you, when you can just give it away, you just keep creating more of it over where you are because you just can't wait to give it away, because the more you give it away, the more that gets generated where you are. What's that thing for you? Terry, go ahead. I'm unmuting you now. You're unmuted, Terry. Go ahead. Oh, I unmuted you again there. There you go. I apologize, Terry. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Bridget, go ahead.
Hi, Abram. Hi, Sherry. How are you doing this morning?
I am so great. Thanks.
So what I would love to contribute, what I feel like is my superpower, is developing revenue generating social impact business model, how to sort of look at the modeling and see where there is ways to build greater sustainability
Really great.
and bigger collaborations with for-profit and nonprofit entities to amplify this type of work in the world.
Really great. Awesome. So there's a pillar developed just for you. That's like your special pillar right there under development. It's really, really great. Thank you, Bridget. That's awesome. Somebody else, what is your version, your flavor of contribution? What is your flavor of contribution?
Beata here, can I speak?
Yes, Beata, please.
So I believe in the world where we all have courage to think for ourselves first. And my mission in the world is to bring awareness to people, to women, men, kids, that we have to take responsibility for ourselves, and it all starts with how we think, so the mindset. And when we know for ourselves what is good for us, then we don't rely on, on these labels that world is putting on many of us, and we don't get stuck, and we believe in ourselves and that we can be whoever we want and whatever we want. And like Abraham just said, there's one day becomes today, and we stop waiting. And so I believe that I don't know where you can.
So Beata, if you looked at this pillar sheet that's up on the screen right now, I can see a few different pillars that would fit inside of.
Yes,
right?
Education, maybe.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely, it would fit inside of education. So I would circle at least 2 of them, right? Here's what I would do. I would circle the 2 in your head that are your, that are like the juiciest for you. And then fill in the volunteer form and I would love to play in these 2 pillars to start with.
Yeah, I will. Because
awesome.
Independent thinking is the key.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, there's a reason why, we say if we educate people, their level of lifestyle will definitely go up, right? There's a reason why they say that. Very good. Excellent. Somebody else, where do you see, what's the pillar that you see that if you went and played in that pillar, it would just really fulfill who you are and your own self-expression? Natalie, go ahead.
I see myself in love, care, and knowledge.
Yeah, really. You can see yourself in all those places, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you have a lot to contribute, Natalie, right? Inside of that. It's really,
yes,
really awesome.
And thank you, Abram, because everything you said spoke to me today.
Really great. And what's one way, so for example, if you look under the love, what's one way under the love that you can contribute? Can you contribute time? Can you contribute effort? Can you contribute energy? Can you contribute, what's one way that you can contribute under there?
I would like to say all 3, because that's where I'm creating action for myself in those areas.
Yeah, great. Awesome. So how this is going to work, you guys, is we're going to have a structure. And if you could put that up, very good. Thank you. So this is going to be the structure of how it's going to get laid out. All right. So each of those pillars is going to have a team lead that's going to manage various different aspects. And each of the things inside of each one of those pillars will also have project leads. Does that make sense? I know it's a little tough to see because it's a little small, but it's all in this one document. Now, Abram, where can they have access to this? Are we going to post this somewhere for them?
Yes. If you would like access to this, please put in the chat And we're gonna basically, if there's anything you'd like from us, put us right in the chat. You're gonna have plenty of opportunities, everybody, to reach out and let us know how you'd like to contribute. But if you have a
Right.
request from us, please put it in the chat, and we will definitely.
And when you put it in the chat, put your email address along with your request. Okay, just so that that's clear, and we'll be saving the chat for, so that Abram can go back through the chat and make sure that everything's taken care of. It's really great, Natalie. Thank you so much for that. Catherine, go ahead. You'll have to take yourself off mute.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yes. I wanted to ask you about what does upliftment and culture, what do you mean by those things before I can really talk to you about
Okay, great. Abraham, do you want to speak to that?
If you say the question one more time, there's a culture you're asking about.
What does
culture? How
uplift?
do you define culture in terms of this structure, as well as upliftment under care?
I would actually turn that to our president, Santia. He's been helping. So we've been developing, as I said, we're developing our board, and a lot of this is the beginning of pillars, and I wouldn't worry about what they're called as much as we're going to have 40 pillars eventually. Like, this is just the beginning. But what I will say is every pillar is going to be where you see yourself self-express, where you see your expertise, your gifts, your superpowers. We will develop and build the pillars as you are executing, the work. So you're asking.
I just wanted to know what those meant. I just don't. It's a little bit hard to.
I'm trying to see which part you're talking about. Is it under the?
Okay, it's under the care pillar.
Care
and
pillar.
under the divine pillar.
Mm-hmm.
So there's culture under the divine one, and then there's under care. It's the second item down is upliftment. I just wanted to understand.
Got it. I didn't get your question. My apologies. So upliftment, I would say, there are the needs in communities worldwide that are not being met, and that could be homeless population, that could be LGBTQ population, that could be minority populations. We stand for the people who can't stand up for themselves. Wherever there is injustice in the world, wherever there is suffering, wherever there is need or lack, that is where one day comes in. So upliftment is a general way of saying people who are downtrodden in any community. It's anyone in the human family.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, I got the upliftment part. And culture is a very broad term also, so I was just wondering.
Right. Well, I think when I answer that question, what is culture? I see the juxtaposition, the weaving of culture is what creates new culture. And I mean, that's how I see that. It is, what is the new culture? We all have our own cultural vantage points. Mm-hmm. But when we show up together, contributing our gifts and of our culture, that's what creates more culture. And culture is very much the culture of one day is one of acceptance, is one of integrity, these are our values. They are gratitude, humility. There's culture is what we create with us showing up for ourselves, but also for each other.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I do see myself in quite a few categories here, but I think that given this love, care, finance. I'm a PMP, so my thoughts automatically go to is there's going to be someone that's going to coordinate between all of these areas so that we don't have duplicate efforts, and that we create the synergies, make sure we create the synergies that are needed.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of, one of the things getting developed is a very quite intense cross communication. You're right, because there has to be a lot of communication.
Yeah, and I've done strategic planning and process re-engineering, so I can help design processes and things like that.
Perfect. Awesome. Really love it. Awesome. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you.
Rich, go ahead. Take yourself off mute.
Yep. Hi. So I find myself in the knowledge area is probably my primary. I do coaching and consulting for leadership development and just personal development. And I feel that that would be an area that would fit very well for me. And there may be one other, but I'm trying to
Brilliant.
figure out
Awesome,
how
Rich. So please make sure you fill out the form, okay? And write that down on the form for us, okay? Awesome, thank you. Pastor Elaine, please.
Hi, everybody. It's great to see people from across the country. So I looked at this and I'm thinking, you know, because I have a very unique niche, I think that the love aspect, because you have literature and writing and art, I do storytelling. And so I think that that would be something that I could do there. And then with the spiritual, obviously, helping people just learn how to value their own self, their innate value. So those are probably the two areas that they blend really well together for me. And I would love to do that every day, all day.
Awesome. It'd be fun, right? When you
Yes,
do
absolutely.
what you love to do, you might as well do it all day.
That's right. That's right.
Really, really great. Awesome. Excellent. Judy, please go ahead.
Thank you. And thanks, Abram, for putting this together. This is going to change the world. And I'm just so happy to be part of it. So my mission is to prevent and reverse heart disease and strokes. And so being able to be in the health field would be absolutely just in line with who I am and what I'm doing. So I'd be happy to help with that.
Awesome.
Also, I'm extremely organized and detail oriented, and I also see helping with the virtual stage. I know a lot of people. You know, I'd love to help organize that. So I'm willing to serve wherever you need me.
Brilliant. Awesome. Judy, please fill out that form and email it back in. Oh, by the way, Abram, please put the email address that you'd like people to email that form to, unless it's already online. So
the form, it should have a button that you can.
Okay, great.
But I'll include an email in the chat as well.
Yeah, just in case somebody wants more questions and they want to email us with questions, that would be great. Awesome. Paul Lloyd Warner, please go ahead. I will try unmuting you because you're still on mute. Nope, looks like you have to unmute yourself, my friend.
Hold on, let me see how I do that.
There you are.
Oh,
great. No, we hear you. We hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. So good morning, everyone. And it's so great to be here. Well, for me, what resonates is love, because everything underneath that category is what I do and what I'm passionate about is the work that I do in the world. Music, of course, and art in the form of electronic art. But I'm also a writer, a poet, and literature is my passion. And I have a very global outlook because my work is to make peace in the world. So I would like to, thank you. So I like to be in that category of love. And I love them all. They're all beautiful. But love is what I do, and that's the.
That's awesome, Paul. And we will let you play. We will let you play in more than one category because we love people who love. It's not a problem for us. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much. I love you all.
Awesome. Paul Zohoff, please.
Good morning from Tucson, Arizona. We'll probably be 107 today, if we're lucky. I offer to coach any team on communication skills. In about 5 minutes, I can help you transform your confidence and your capacity to reach across any boundary and communicate. More is better, but give me 5 minutes in front of any team meeting or individuals who would like to feel more confident about how they communicate. I'm there. We can make the time zones work. You can find more about me at marriageandcommunication.com.
All right, great. So really in the communications between people, when there's breakdowns between people, that is going to be your special sweet spot. I love it.
Well, people taking leadership are often challenged by, are they going to listen? Do people care? Am I important? Am I worthwhile? And through means of communication skills, this can all be transformed.
Really brilliant. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Leah, please go ahead.
Hi, good morning from sunny Florida. I want to say California. No, I'm on the other side of California. I'm in Florida. Thank you for being part of this. I can really see myself in the technology part. I'm not really expert at it, but I love the video aspect, the campaign communication, podcast, virtual stage. And I love to educate in the knowledge part too. So there's several things that in here that I can see that I can play. I don't know how much time is involvement. I am launching a book, so it's a little tight, but whatever in those technology, in those communication, video, and education development that you need me, I can play some roles in there.
Awesome. Really great. Please, that's really awesome. Thank you, Leah. Please get that form filled in. We can't wait to have people play in that arena. Brilliant. All right, Mary, please go ahead.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am, what I can do for this organization, which is Abram and the whole thing I just love. What I can do is in the fundraising, sustainability, and community development area. And what I can do will help fundraising, will help it long-term, sustainably. And the best part is that the way that it works will bring the community together from all of us and all of our expertises to schools and the business community. And it helps get everyone supporting the nonprofit that we're trying to support, the cause that we're trying to support. So in a very positive way. So I think development with bringing all three of those aspects together is just what I'm going to truly be able to help with. And I have a passion also, but I don't want to spread myself too thin, but I can certainly help in the alternative medicine health area as well. But I think development is the core of where I can help the most.
Really great. Awesome. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Anadelia, I hope that I said your name accurately.
Hi, my name is Anandalila. Thank you for having me on here. I spoke with someone a few months ago about what I could contribute. I guess I didn't hear anything else, and I didn't participate because of the pandemic that happened, and not able to practice my work and not able to gather in large groups. But I planned on being part of the care aspect of it, and provide manicures and for people, and bring vegan food.
Wow, great, awesome. I can hear all kinds of things in there that could really make a difference in many pillars. So that's really great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I think it's important for everyone to look good and feel good. I'm in the beauty industry. I also have an Arbonne business, and that's total health and wellness. But I'm not here. I don't think I should be here to like sell myself too much, I guess. But I'm in Cookeville, Tennessee. But I think that self-care, it goes a long way, because this is a touchless world, and I feel like there's a stigma that this is only for ladies, but I think it's for gentlemen and children too. And I think this being such a touchless world, people just want to be touched and listened to sometimes. So
yeah,
that's
so
why I love what I do.
Create that. That's a place that you want to play. I totally get it. It's really awesome. Thank you so much. Daniel, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah.
I can.
So for me, it's music and the festivals, culture, spiritual. For when I look at the current situation in the world, and I feel like the common denominator for all our problems is this disconnect of people from each other, and the insecurity, how hard it is to integrate with each other and form a real loving field, field of oneness and unity. And I got a project, Breathe for Peace, where it weaves together our energetic core, the core of where we all really are connected to each other, but we, in a way, we have lost the sense of that. And to develop that sense and to develop almost like I'm trying to find words for it, but it's somewhat elusive, but I've seen it so many times in organizations. What happens is, as something like this forms, the energetic flow in that organization is increasing more and more.
For
and
sure,
as
yeah.
it increases, it washes up our trauma, our inability to keep moving with each other, and we run into each other with a deeper seated collective trauma that is just there. To ignore that would be a big mistake. And I've seen it over and over again that as the energy grows, the light grows between us, and we got to be capable to process that light and then give it out to those that are have a really, really hard time going through it. As many of you probably know, depression, anxiety, all those emotions are right now on the rise, and it's because we have inherited deep-seated trauma from a very disconnected culture in which humans compete for life rather than help each other. And so I feel Abraham's mission, what you speaking as, is something I'm very much behind, and I hope you'll hear me right. I heard it before, and I hear it in many places. And the hardest part is for us to actually come together and form a field of oneness, a real field where we have a metabolic engine that helps us to process whatever comes up. And for me, music helps with that.
It's really great. It's so critical what you're saying.
Festivals, we create a new culture and have a spiritual foundation that allows us to make that happen.
It's really, really great. I can really see that you have both experienced what it looks like when that energy gets created and developed between organizations. And so you can already see that this will have a huge impact when all that energy starts building on each other. I love it. Thank you for bringing that up.
To tune that energy and bring it in sync with each other. Otherwise it goes in,
goes a little wonky.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Daniel. Ted, go ahead.
Hi,
there you are.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday here. I see myself in the development pillar for sure. I want to. I feel like that's important off the get-go to get that development going, help with the fundraising and building the community and sustainability. But two things I'm really passionate about are the nature and health aspect. And I know, so a little bit of background on me is I am very, very, very fortunate to have Abe as a roommate and built a friendship over the past 6 months that we've lived together. So that's how I became a part of this. And one of the things that we did to uplift ourselves during this pandemic was gardening and landscaping. And that's part of that nature and part of that watching these little pieces of life come up out of the ground, and just the joy that it brought us, and the bonds that it helped build between us. So those are some of the things I'd like to be a part of, and I'm excited.
Brilliant, Ted. Brilliant.
About doing it.
Awesome. Thanks. Anne, go ahead. Anne, you'll have to bring yourself off mute if you're talking.
Am I on there now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. I really, really would be interested in the spiritual part of the divine pillar as a minister, and have worked with many young people, especially. So I would love to do that and to work with the volunteers and to also be involved in the soup kitchen. I would love that.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really great, Anne. All beautiful areas to have your contribution.
I'm ready.
All right, fantastic. Well, for all of you, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I can literally see all these amazing, energetic, buzzing bees all over the place, causing miracles and magic happening in all of the areas and the pillars that we've already started and the new ones that are to come. So you want to actually take that form, okay? It's an online form. So you'll copy and paste that into your browser and you'll fill that in. It will automatically go to Abram and his team so that we can make sure that everybody's contacted and that their unique gifts and contributions, you know, are absolutely contributed. Abram, anything else for you in this section?
Yeah, I wanted to encourage there's so many amazing people on this call, and like you all are some of the most incredible, extraordinary people I've ever met. And I also want to just encourage you to get to know each other. Just to put your information in the chat. You know, this is extraordinary. I'm so humbled by everybody. I appreciate all your words, your showing up, and your leadership. And I am privileged to know each and every one of you. And if I could be just a stepping stone for you to know each other, like that's part of what this is for me, because I know how much better off we are when extraordinary people, you know, talk to extraordinary people. So I want to encourage you to do that, so you to interact and get to know each other. But I just wanted to say, you know, if you have anything you have to contribute, whether it is your time and energy, like all of you amazing people who already have, you know, send us if you have questions or anything you'd like to donate, if you have a car you want to donate, you can donate a car to us. If you have a guitar you want to donate, we'll take a guitar. We'll get it to someone who wants to learn how to play. If you can write a poem, we'll take a poem. If you can write a song, you can be a guest on a virtual stage. Like whoever you are, you can share your gift. We welcome you. Whatever your contribution, we will take it and support members of our communities worldwide. You know, and just reach out to the email address. I'll put it in the chat here. It is donations@onedaymvmt.org. Right here. Right there. Okay. So I'm like, can't tell you how lit up and amazed and humbled I am and grateful I am that all of you are here, you know. And this is a big movement, and we obviously, with all those pillars you saw, there's a lot of things we have, but if everyone does a little bit, it all gets done. We are
I'm going to say that one other way, Abram, just for everybody, okay? It's like this, you guys. Many hands make delight work.
I love that. That's beautifully said. One other thing that I wanted to say, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. So this has been an extraordinary event, and I'm really just excited about the difference we're all making. And you know, as we'll be getting in touch with you, you know, as you have all participated in this chat and in this call. And I also invite you to join me in taking our one-day pledge, which holds our words and our actions up to our values of integrity, authenticity, compassion, acceptance, humility, gratitude. We're working on revamping our website, and you will receive information on how to do that shortly. But before I close the meeting, I want to see if anyone else had anything they would like to contribute or say, or any questions. I have a surprise, something I want to share with you as well.
It's really great. So anybody have anything else that they want to, by the way, all of you probably can think of at least one other person that is the perfect person to contribute to one of these pillars. And I am a request that every single one of you put this information out to one person in your network. We will grow this, and so on and so on and so on, 2 at a time is how it will go. All right. Please, Pastor Elaine, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that what I do is I teach people about identity abuse. So we all have an identity. We know our favorite color and our favorite food, and our identities can get abused by a myriad of things in life. And I believe that no one is born with low self-esteem. And so my love is through storytelling, teaching people how to recover from identity abuse. And I just wanted to share that it is possible to heal from that.
That's really great. Thank you. Thank you. Please, Mary.
And
every time I hear somebody talk, I think of something else, but that's the beauty of the group. But I just wanted to mention to everybody before I forget that there's a woman that I know that is starting an organization where people are donating real estate property to benefit nonprofits. So
Brilliant.
everybody remind me, because any day now she's
throw that in the chat right now.
Yeah, she's going to
Just
have
put
that
a little
ready.
note in the chat. Put a little
Okay,
note in the
I
chat,
will.
and then we'll remember to ask you about it. That's really great.
I will. And I can't remember what the other thing was, so I'll just let it go for now.
All right. Well, you know,
Video.
it will come back around. I swear to God it will. Jacqueline, go ahead.
I'll make this real fast. I am very, very appreciative of all that you are doing, Abram, and your team. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is needed right now. I could go on for hours. However, Randy, whoever he is, suggested that we put you on podcasts or different things online to be able to tell more people. So I would imagine that, Abram, you are up to that, and I highly recommend that everyone pay attention to that to be able to bring this more to the forefront, because globally we have a lot to accomplish, starting with our own souls and then combining together to increase love, prosperity, and peace. Thank you.
Awesome, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Can I suggest something? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go
That we
ahead.
do something with each other as a group, maybe at the end or right now, where we sort of feel into the collective that we are here right now.
That's Abram's call.
Okay.
Well, I say yes. I think it's a fantastic idea to acknowledge the space that we're holding right now, you know, and that, you know, together we aren't our labels, we aren't our stories, you know, we are not.
Right.
When we connect with humans, we're not, you know, I might have a name, I might have hair, I might have fingernails, I have a family, maybe I'll have a political affiliation, maybe I'll have a religion. But when I'm connecting with you, when I'm connecting with other people, I'm none of those things. We all breathe the same air. We all have the same color blood. We all have the same essential needs, and we still all have the same possibility. And then we all have the ability to see something in ourselves that is within all of us. So I absolutely, you know, this is,
so
please.
So if I feel a certain excitement, you know, I feel a certain impact in my whole system from the people here being together. And I don't know about you, but I see in some of the smiles and faces that you have the same sense, you know. And so if we drop out the mission and the ideas and the mind part into the heart level where we can feel each other, and then even deeper into like the whole body sensation of our community here that we are for a moment, right? I want to invite you to do that and just feel that there is something real going on between us, no matter how far away we are from each other. There is something real flowing as a community, and that's a real thing. That's not an idea. That is the living energetic connection that is between us. And I'd just like to invite you to do 3 deep sighs into that with me. Just very simple. A deep inhale and a let go. Not a technique, just the breath of life, right? So is that okay? Like 3 deep sighs like this. so you can feel a deeper sense of that connectivity, that connective tissue between us. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate you stepping up. It's funny. I felt that there was something connected, and I'm glad that I'm glad you made that happen, because that was exactly what was needed. So this is incredible. I just want to thank you all. I'm touched, moved, and inspired by each and every single one of you, and I'm humbled, and I can't wait to play together with you and on this playground of one day, and of what we're creating. And I acknowledge every one of you. One day is today, and I'd like to close with a song I've written for our movement. And it is still a draft, but I thought it was important to share with you. So without further ado, here is our song.
Why wait for tomorrow? How much time do we need? When the pieces come falling down, would you pick them up with me? Would you pick them up with me? All that we've endured, wanna be part of something more. One day is today, one day is today. When we open our eyes, will the light set us free? Will you treat me as human when we disagree? Do we pretend to be neighbors? Do we pretend to want peace? Looking in my reflection, is it you that I see? Is it you that I see? All that we've endured, we're a part of something more. One day is today, one day is today. One day is today, one day is today, one day is today, one day.
Artist's duty is to reflect the times. I think that is true of painters, sculptors, poets, musicians. I choose to reflect the times and the situations in which I find myself. That to me is my duty. And at this crucial time in our lives, when everything is so desperate, when every day is a matter of survival, I don't think you can help but be involved. We will shape and mold this country, or it will not be molded and shaped at all anymore.
One day is today, one
Thank you all. You are all such amazing, beautiful souls, and I'm so just amazed and happy and grateful to have crossed paths with each and every one of you. And I'm so excited about what we're going to create in this world, in this new era, this new day. And it's just such a encouragement and such a blessing just to be on this call with you. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I am so grateful, and I can't wait to play in the playground together.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You bet. Hey, Abram, this is Arion J. Goodwin, and it's a pleasure to be here. We had some car troubles, so Paul Lloyd Warner got on earlier, and it's wonderful to see this great vision that you're bringing forth. And I just wanted to get on before we had you leave all this. So blessings, brother. We're here with you.
Thank you so much, AJ. I appreciate you so much. You're such a beautiful soul and heart, and yeah, thank you all so much. And I also wanted to, as we're completing, I'll remind you, I want to share the opportunity to join us, to take the one-day pledge. Let's be we are each a city on the hill. Let's all be the light that the world wants for ourselves, we want for our families, for our communities, and this is our opportunity. This is what's possible is limitless, and our words, our actions, our intentions can move mountains. And this is why we're here, and this is why every person on this call is just I'm the floor. I'm so amazed. So thank you all.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Please make sure you check the chat. Can you throw that form link in one more time, Abram, just so that everybody has it as the last part of the chat before they leave? It would be really great.
Yes. Let me pull that up here. There we go.
You're doing an awesome job, Abram. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Realize you can copy and paste the chat if you wish.
Mm.
Yeah, and keep smiling.
Can't stop. Thank you all so much. There's the form, and I'll put the email one more time if you have anything that you want to talk about contributing, whether it's your time, whether it's your gardening skills, whether it's an avocado, whether it's a car. We'll take it all.
Hey, do you have communal living back there? I'm looking for a place to move to.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. Well,
all right, Abram, I have handed hosting back to you. Perfect. I love you. Can't wait to talk some more. We'll talk soon.
I love you too. Thank you so much, Sean. You're amazing. I'm so happy you're and grateful for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
All right, you too. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. If you have anyone have any last thoughts, I'm going to be here for at least a few more minutes to answer any questions.
Abraham, where can we find out about the pledge?
So the pledge, we are about to we're revamping the whole site, and I'm going to be putting the pledge. You're basically going to be able to go to a website, and you're going to be able to do it, and you'll get a certificate, and you'll see it. So I could send you, if you'd like, I could send you the PDF, put it in the chat that you'd like that. But we're going to have basically a place on the website that anybody and everybody will be able to make that pledge with us.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Anybody else? Anyone else have some questions?
I don't have a question, but I have a poem that comes from Paul Lloyd Warner from The Wisdom of the Whales. May I share it real quick?
Please.
This is the mother whale as she's speaking to humankind. You know, right now, 40 to 90% of the world's oxygen is coming from the oceans, and the oceans are being filled with massive amounts of plastics and trash and much other things that we've never seen. And through Paul Lloyd Warner's writings and his great music, you'll be able to listen to him and know of the works as the legacy comes forward. But this is what the whale is saying. The mother whale. I am the mother of a whale. The whole world loves a mother. Please, I beg of you as a lover to cease from killing one another. I appeal to the men of reason and the women too. A baby whale is just as precious to a father as a human child is. Though I am a simple being and many, many people could swim inside of me. Do you think even all your hearts together would equal one dear loving son or your daughters? For we are your elders from the deeps. Listen through your hearts as we, and you will feel our visions, great and small. Aloha.
Thank you for sharing, AJ. And
welcome. You're welcome.
I don't know if Paul is still on the call, but thank you, Paul. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And for those of you who know Paul Lloyd Warner, he's a prolific composer, and I'm inspired. I'm just so humbled that he was on our call, and on all of you as well. But we have so many extraordinary people, you know, drawn to this vision, because it's, no, this is all of our vision. You know, this is our expression of us seeing each other as possibility and as human. And it's like, and there's no limits and there's no boundaries when we stand there. Would anyone else like to share?
Can we have emails by any chance?
Would you like email?
Yeah, I mean, is it possible, or is that against the confidentiality concept, is that we can share the people's emails that have come on, or is that?
Are you saying in the chat? I'm trying to understand what you're asking.
Okay.
Emails?
Yeah, I just, you know, there's a lot of people, and I
Mm-hmm.
just discovered a couple I know well, but I didn't even see them.
Yeah. No, please, I
know?
encourage you. Put information in the chat. I think each and every one of you, if you talk collectively or one-on-one, there's so many amazing people in this room. So I highly encourage you get to know each other. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and complete this. I just want to say thank you all so much. This has been an amazing experience, and I can't wait for what we're creating and where this is going. If you have any questions, I'm going to put one more time, the email to send any questions, anything you'd like to contribute to.
And you should get us all to say the phrase that you make us all say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you for reminding me. Well, for those of you that don't know, our tagline is "One day is today," because there's not some day in the future. And of all days, I invite you to join me in saying, "One day is today." Thank you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. We'll talk to you soon. Be well and just be blessed. Take care, everybody.
Namaste.
Bye.
Namaste.